Okay, good morning, guys. Uh, my name is Louis Omondi. Uh, I'm privileged to this morning. I want to speak about something referred to as youth and politics. So it has taken me some time to think about writing a book that could actually help youth make bold decisions when it comes to political affairs. So you might find that someone says that he or she is not interested in politics, and I'll just tell you this that actually politics plays a critical role in your social life, economical life, and political life. You might not love politics, but it will control two other aspects of your life, that is economical and social life. Because remember, in the society that we live in, we live by laws. You are being born for free, given birth for free, but the moment you develop into a complete person, you start live by laws that really controls where you come from. So definitely, youth should actively be involved in politics. And when youth are being involved in politics, it's not all about blogging. It's not all about running after politicians. It's not all about taking good photos with politicians. It's not all about collecting gigs from politicians. It's not all about being hired as goons. It's not all about being swayed to vote in favor of a particular or a certain candidate. So, how can youth actively involve in politics? Remember, you are a youth today because according to some research and information that we see from internet or from data, we actually have information that you only become a youth until age of 35 years. After that, you graduate into another age. Recently, I watched Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, who is current president of Ghana. He used to be the vice president of Ghana, and right now he's serving as the president. So I watched some of his videos while he was launching his campaign and also issuing his manifesto uh, to a congregation that was in a certain hall. And towards the end towards the end of his manifesto launch, I had Dr. Bahumia Mahamud addressing specifically Gen Zs and telling them that if you want a person who will take your future to be his personal business, is none other than Bahumia Mahamudu. So remember, there has been a lot of changes. There's been so many issues in the society, and we could actually think about these issues like age, gender issues, interest. So this group, this group youth always comprises the biggest percentage in any nation. It could move up to 70%. And remember, in the recent past, while Kamala Harris was also campaigning to take the seat of presidency against Donald Trump, she also reiterated on the same thing, addressing the Gen Zs. So we have this generation difference, and people believe that different generations come with different beliefs. They come with different styles of doing things. They come with different energies. So this is why youth and politics requires to be a key topic that everyone should be discussing. The reason why youth should be actively involved in politics is because the political class actually dictates the future. So when somebody is getting into service for actually 10 years, remember this person after 10 years, you are not going to be a youth. You are at the age of 30, at the at the end of 10 years of service of a politician or any president, you are no longer going to be a youth. So you will never be advocating for youth and politics. You will only be advocating for future and how the economy is running and how the governance is involved. So it requires you to really think wide, and it requires you also to open your eyes, listen, and be upright, upright minded, so that you really make some good decisions that can actually help someone also to know the importance of taking part in politics. So how has politicians taken advantage of youth? Remember, now, number one, we are susceptible to poverty. So we don't have any income generating projects in the society. So this makes youth to be really susceptible to this money and bribes given out by politicians. A youth wants to be online, but he or she cannot be online. So she will depend or he will depend on a certain politician or some people who work closely with some specific politicians to be given some data bundles, or maybe a sort of portable Wi-Fi's, or maybe some routers, that could keep him or her online all through. And remember, any gift, anything you get from a politician, it always has the price to pay. So, what is the price to pay? So, the price to pay is only by praising this politician and also speaking good of him or her. So, this is one of the challenge that I think we as youths in the society will face. Remember, you find also some youths are being carried away by the bellies. So a politician's calls, gives you a phone call, tells you that, oh, Mr. X, can we meet in a certain restaurant? Today I want to give you a surprise meal. And you know, he has presumably, he has assumed that you are the key critical protagonist to his or her struggles. So this politician he will design any key, he will design any key way or method of getting you closer to him. Remember, politics is broad, very wide. Politics is broad and very wide. So it requires you, it requires you to make some good decisions. And actually, I might say that politics will only favor the political class. So today I want us to look at some ways through which youths can take part in politics. Number one, you are required to register as a voter. You cannot register as a voter without taking a national identity card. So the moment you hit 18 years, according to Kenyan constitution, you are allowed to acquire identity card. So this identity card will allow you to register as a voter. Once you register as a voter, you are also entitled to with the right to vote. You cannot complain of poor or bad governance if you don't take part in the process of voting for the person who is in office. You are entitled, a privilege, a priority to vote, so that whenever people complain about poor or good, they praise good governance. Then you can also celebrate and say, I was part and parcel of those people who participated in that election process. So once you acquire a national identity card as a youth, remember the next phase is also to register as a voter. So the the process of voting is entirely a process that begins from campaigns and to voting exercise. So you as a youth who is yearning or dreaming of a better future, how do you participate in election process to ensure that every key decision you make is valuable to the society and also valuable to your next generation? So, one, after taking national identity card, you also expected to register as a voter. The moment you register as a voter, you enjoy all the freedoms and rights to vote out or to vote in a good governance. How do you vote in a good governance? One, you should look for the qualities and the track record of a politician in case he has been serving the country or he has been serving a ward, a constituency, a county, or our country. Remember, re-election of an individual who is in office is based on track record. Election of a first comer into political space is based on the policies and manifesto that he or she is willing to pursue once he or she is elected into office. It is so abnormal that today you see someone aspiring to be a leader in our country, whether from constituency level, ward level, county. Then somebody comes and asks you, what has you done so far? You don't have the economic power. You only do something based that you are in service. Yeah, that is the truth. Whether we like it or not, that is the truth. So, how should youth contribute towards electing good leaders in the society? Remember, some politicians they have policies. They have policies that some people in the society cannot understand. And now, a good bracket, a certain section of youth who are educated and also have a proper know-how in the society. They are able to read and understand every policy and manifesto that is spelled out in a campaign by some politicians. So, after understanding these policies, youth should go to an extent of helping to educate the society on which manifesto or which policy seems to be better than other one, because politics is a competition of ideas. That is, leadership is a competition of ideas. And once my ideas outweighs your ideas, then I'll be in a position to really talk to the society to see the viability and also see the future in me so that I can really ask them to vote me as the next leader. So today we've talked about uh, taking a national identity card. Two, registering as a voter. Three, to read and understand the policies that politicians communicate during campaigns and convey same message to the elderly and to those who are semi-illiterate who could not easily digest the policies and manifesto that these people are planning to do. It is also important that we, the youth in the society, should help people understand that uh, re-election of someone serving in office should be based on track record and what he or she has offered to the community or to the country so far. But electing a newcomer in office should be based on policies, manifesto that he or she is planning to pursue once he or she is serving in office. Another thing, youths should not allow to be misused by the political class as bloggers, as people who create chaos, as goons. No. We are far much way better to be handled that way. A politician who wishes to use any youth alongside blogging, alongside goods, alongside creating chaos, ask him, give you any photo of what he used to do during his or her youthful days. We should not allow these people to actually ruin our future because we only argue that it's that future that is so much important to us than any other thing. And that's why I will say that it's most important to always make right decisions. What are the right decisions for youth? Register as a voter. Understand the political language. You know, politicians are best in two things. One, political language. Two, psychology of lies. Three, lying of redeeming the future. In our next session, we will discuss more pertaining on how to read and understand a politician's language. So subscribe so that you can win me.